Pues lo habíamos dejado aquí. Claro, que tenemos por aquí, vale, el testigo, vale. Y por aquí, leer la carta. Vale, pues antes que nada vamos a mirar el periódico.
Daily Flicker, June the 22nd, 1935. Battle over control of bank system. What will the government do for money? Andover, murder of a tobacconist.
Bien, ahora sí, nos vamos a mirar primero en el espejo para ganar puntos de ego. Y ahora sí, vamos a coger la carta.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The Andover affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, ABC. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more.
Bien, pues nos va a decir que comparemos la carta, ¿vale? Así que nos venimos aquí.
Let us examine this more closely.
Y tenemos que mirar los fallos que tengan las letras, ¿vale? Por ejemplo, aquí
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects.
vemos que la I está como escrita dos veces, ¿vale?
Yes, this I is weird. Right, let us compare this with the other letter.
Y ahora en esta pues hacemos lo mismo, ponemos la I.
Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. I have to find some others.
Aquí otra vez lo mismo, por ejemplo, esta A. Voy a cortar un poco porque siempre hice lo mismo.
Compare this with the other letter. That's right. The A. I have to find some.
Tengo que buscar un tercero, como puede ser la W.
Right. Let us compare this with the other letter. Of course, the W characters. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Bien, pues vamos a resolver indicios. ¿Qué tiene de particular el asesinato de Andover? Pues supongo que será que se apellidaba H. Y la guía ABC de Andover, digo yo que será. Andover y Alice Asher empiezan por A. ¿Qué podemos intuir sobre la próxima víctima? Supongo que será esto. El apellido de la próxima víctima podría comenzar por B.
So, Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Japp. I will explain there.
Vale, pues tenemos que salir de aquí.
No doubt about it. Hastings is going bored.
Bien.
It may be time to go to Scotland Yard.
Vamos a mirar eso por si acaso nos daban puntos o algo. Y vamos a salir de aquí, vamos a ir a Scotland Yard. De aquí no hay nada, ¿no? Vamos al taxi.
To Scotland Yard, please.
Y de aquí, por aquí nada. Así que tenemos que entrar en Scotland Yard. Y de aquí sí podemos observar bastantes cosas.
Jap has invested a great deal in his career. Jap is an investigator greatly respected by his peers.
Vale, vamos a seguir observando, a ver si encontramos más cosas por aquí.
Alice Asher was murdered in Andover, the AHKiLES' first murder. London. I really like this city. One thing is certain, you never get bored here.
Seguimos mirando.
Chap's interview room. Many cases have been solved in this little office.
Y por esta parte de aquí creo que no había nada, ¿no?
Like all hunters, Hastings has always been...
Bien, pues vamos a observar allá.
Jap appears to be snowed under. Jap appears to already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. Bonjour, Chief Inspector. I am afraid we have some bad news. I have just received another letter signed ABC. The next crime will be on the 25th in Bexhill-on-Sea.
Are you completely sure it's from the same person?
I have compared the two letters. There is no doubt about it.
I suppose you think he's going to carry out his threats.
I fear so.
Good God, Poirot. Bexhill is very busy at this time of year, and we have no idea who the next victim will be.
Vale.
I suspect that the name of the second victim will start with B.
What on earth makes you think such a thing?
I thought about it when I saw the name Asher clearly written over the shop door of the unfortunate woman who was murdered in Andover last month. When I received the letter mentioning Bexhill, I deduced that the victim, like the town, might have been chosen by alphabetical order.
So it's an alphabet fiend. I'm going to have a list drawn up of all the people whose name starts with B. I hope there aren't too many of them.
Bien. We should leave you to work, Chief Inspector.
You have a few days to prepare yourself.
Thank you for coming, my friends.
Poirot?
Chief Inspector Jap, your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Pues tenemos otra víctima más.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you, my friend. It's the same for all of us.
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot!
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Jap waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good. Bexhill seems to be a pleasant little town.
Vale. Tenemos que observar por aquí, a ver qué nos encontramos. ¿Dónde estaba el tercero? Vale.
Bexhill is a pretty little seaside resort with elegant architecture, although personally I prefer more modern buildings.
Y de por aquí ya nada más, vamos a ir a hablar con Jap.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Chief Inspector?
I fear your admirer has struck again, Poirot. We haven't yet identified the victim, but it's a young woman, 20 to 25 years old. Death occurred last night between 11:30 and 1 o'clock, and we found an ABC guide on the body.
Was she pretty?
Come on, Poirot, that's rather out of place. It has no bearing on the murder.
Are you certain? For women, it is often the most important thing. It often decides their destiny.
The body hasn't been moved. You can see for yourself.
Has the press been informed?
Not yet, but I'm planning to. I haven't yet informed them about the presence of the ABC guide in Andover.
Nobody has reported a young woman missing?
Not for the moment.
No witnesses, I imagine?
Indeed. We've asked everybody who may have met a young woman fitting her description last night to come and see us, but I have little hope of gaining anything from it.
It's early days, Chief Inspector, and the news may not have spread around the town yet.
I hope you're right, Hastings.
Bien, pues vamos a examinar la escena del crimen, a que primero podemos echar un vistacito por aquí, creo, ¿no? Esto es uno y otro es otro. Vale, pues vamos a mirar primero los bungalows.
This hut is locked.
Vale, eran todas igual, vale. Venga, pues vamos a mirar la escena del crimen. 7 cosas que tenemos que encontrar.
A braided seat belt. It may have belonged to the victim. These marks have been left by a rope or a braided cloth. This key is too small to be one for a house. Without a doubt, it is for a padlock.
Vale, hemos cogido una llave. Tenemos la guía también.
The guide is open at the page for the Bexhill train times.
Faltan 3 cosas
She was
más.
a great beauty. Strange that chap didn't notice it. The young woman wasn't wearing shoes or a coat, and was not carrying a bag. That's strange. Either the murderer stole her belongings, or she put them somewhere safe. Maybe so that she could bath.
Y nos falta una.
Apart from the marks on her neck, there are no signs of the struggle. She didn't manage to hit her assailant. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Y vamos con los indicios. ¿Cómo fue asesinada la víctima? Pues estrangulada. Vale, no forcejeo. La víctima tiene marcas en el cuello Y tenía un cinturón de seda trenzada.
The poor child must have been strangled with his braided belt. Unfortunately, in view of the fabric, it is unlikely that we will find any prints. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Vale, tenemos otro indicio. ¿Qué tienen en común el asesinato de Andover y el de Bexhill? Bexhill. Vale. Supongo que serían las dos guías. Los crímenes de Andover y Bexhill fueron obra del mismo asesino. No, pues no es. Este tiene una herida en la parte posterior del cráneo. Pues si esta no tiene que ser esta.
The medical officer should confirm that the victim was strangled with her own belt.
That's what I thought. She shows the usual signs of strangulation.
With a little luck, we'll find prints this time.
You are too optimistic, Hastings. Our killer is far too meticulous for that.
Bien, pues tenemos una llave que vamos a echarle un vistazo y vemos que tiene un número que es el número 6, ¿vale? Así que vamos a mirarlo en el bungalow número 6. Identificar a la víctima. 987. Aquí hay otro 9, pero este debería ser el 6. Y vemos que tenemos un candado. La llave va aquí en el candado, pero no tenemos la combinación. Entonces giramos, tocamos esto, lo giramos.
The number is upside down. This is definitely at number 6.
Y tenemos el 715, ¿vale? Entonces colocamos.
A dual locking padlock. I need to find the code and then insert a key.
El 715 y colocamos la llave. Vale, y aquí encontramos las pertenencias de la víctima.
Here that the victim left her belongings. The purse is full. Yet again, we can dismiss theft as the motives for the murder. Here is the watch she must have removed to prevent it from getting wet. A top brand lipstick. She liked to take care of her appearance. As well as a photo of the victim with some company. It could be useful to me.
Vale, hemos cogido una foto. Que por detrás no hay nada, ¿vale? Y lo último que nos falta por mirar.
Betty's first day at work. Mom is very proud of you. Elizabeth Barnard, 7 August 1931. So, the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach.
Jap has gone to the police. The victim has been identified and her family had reported her disappearance. She was called?
Elizabeth Barnard, mainly Betty. She worked as a ginger cat at the cafe slightly further along the beach.
But Poirot, how on earth?
Never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes, she lived with her parents on the street leading to the beach, number 22. Shall we go?
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked.
Bien, pues tenemos que ir al café, que está en esta calle de aquí. Vale, aquí podemos observar algo.
Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo? This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken.
Vale, y ahora sí, vamos a ir al café este, ¿no? Es un café o un hecho de té, ¿no? Ah, espérate, por aquí.
With all these tourists, these shops must be thriving.
Vale, pues venga, vamos a entrar. Vamos a ver qué ha pasado aquí dentro.
I'll be with you in a minute, gentlemen.
Como siempre, vamos a observar todo.
What a pity. I don't have any change to make it work. Something tells me that she's the owner of the ginger cat. This woman must be the owner of the ginger cat. It looks like something is bothering her.
How can I help you?
A hot chocolate and a tea for my friend, please.
I'll bring it straight away.
Vale, mientras que se va, vamos a aprovechar para examinar el mostrador.
I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own.
Tenemos que Betty trabajó desde las 5 hasta las 7:30 sola.
Where is Betty? Betty worked from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Would she have been alone at any time during her service? Interesting. Betty was alone between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Who did she serve?
Tenemos que mirar a quién atendió.
These are the different waiting staff's bills. Which ones were written by Betty?
Pues tiene que ser las últimas. Esta, por ejemplo.
Most probably a single man, a whiskey lover. Maybe the murderer? This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one.
Y fijándonos en la letra, debería ser esta.
Most probably a family. Betty served a family and a man on his own, a whiskey drinker. Maybe the murderer. This information will help me to progress.
What? Gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a detective, and this is Captain Hastings. Does Betty Barnard work here?
That is correct. She should have been here a while ago. Punctuality is the first rule of politeness.
I fear that Miss Barnard will not be coming today. She has just been found, dead, on the beach a few hundred meters from the cafe.
How awful. Poor young thing. What happened?
She appears to have been murdered.
This is most distressing. How this will affect my business, I shudder to think.
Bien, pues tenemos que tomar decisiones.
What can you tell us about Miss Barnard?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Miss Barnard was my employee. Her private life was none of my business.
You did know at least that she had a young man.
Indeed.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
Do you think there may have been some problems between them?
I'm not on those sort of terms with my staff. Now, please excuse me, I have work to do.
The customer who ordered a whiskey might provide us more information. He may have been the last one to see Betty alive.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is a regular guest. What do you think, mademoiselle?
I don't think so. Our regular guests tend to order tea and cakes. At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never see again.
That's what I thought. Time to visit Betty's home.
Bien, pues tenemos aquella casa de Betty, pero primero vamos a terminar de observar todo lo que hay por aquí. Por ejemplo, en el espejo donde nos podemos mirar para ganar puntos de ego. Aquí nada más.
This is a well-laid table. Nothing is out of place and, above all, no creases.
Bien, y ahora sí, nos vamos a ir a casa de Betty. Que es esta de aquí.
How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do. My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
Vale, pues tenemos que interrogar a Megan. Pero primero vamos a ir, como siempre, mirando todo lo que podamos.
It would not be...
A mirar el piano.
The Barnard appear to make music a priority in their budget.
Un piano. Un violín. Y
Their home is modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers.
raro que no haya ningún espejo por aquí. Pero bueno, vamos a seguir mirando por la casa. Aquí hay un espejo. Decía yo que era raro que no hubiera un espejo. Vale, un segundo que están llamando a la puerta. Bien, pues seguimos. ¿Por dónde lo habíamos dejado? A ver, tengo que interrogar a esta, ¿no? Y por aquí hay algo más que observar.
Hastings always pays more attention when young women are being questioned.
Espejo, hay algo mirado por aquí.
This gramophone is magnificent. It is a one-off, without a doubt.
Y por aquí.
Family photos and fires.
Supongo que esto sí es lo mismo. Bien, pues venga, vamos a observar primero a Megan.
What is she feeling at the moment? Betty's older sister is not just sad, she's angry.
Y vamos a interrogarla.
Your sister had a fiancé, I believe?
Yes, he's called Donald Fraser. A very nice man.
Was your sister seeing anyone else?
My sister wasn't a child, sir. She used to go out. She enjoyed films, dancing. She was a very good girl who didn't hang around with men. That's what they always say, no?
I am not interested in what people say. I am interested in the truth, Mademoiselle Barnard. If you only knew how much I would like to talk with someone who does not know that your sister is dead and who could provide me with a true portrait of her, beyond the formalities.
The truth is that my sister was a silly little fool. I tried to reason with her, but she behaved like an idiot.
In what way?
She used to say that if she was going to marry Don, she might as well have some fun now.
I understand. Please continue.
Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
I see. She may have had her sights on the inheritance. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him.
Bien, pues nos han dado permiso para ir a la habitación de Betty, así que vamos a subir. Y vamos, como siempre, primero el espejo, que nos parte. Vale, esto debería darnos puntos de ego. Vale, vamos a mirar aquí donde está el atril.
It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing.
Vamos a mirar aquí.
A box of new stockings. It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date?
Y por esta parte de aquí.
This small key should be useful to me.
Vale, hemos cogido una llave.
Medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice?
Que si no recuerdo mal, creo que no iba a servir para
A record
abrir.
sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded a demo. I'd be interested to hear it.
Esto no lo podemos coger.
A record sleeve with a handwritten title.
Vale, sí. Vale, aquí teníamos un puzzle.
Something on this clock bothers me. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands.
Vale, por ahora no podemos hacer nada. Aquí tenemos que poner las 12 en punto.
There, that's better.
Y de aquí tenemos que desencajar
This leg is not well attached.
aquí y aquí abajo.
Could the screw be slightly loose?
Vale, por otro lado.
Good. It should be possible to open the wooden panel.
Supuestamente
Look, a key.
podemos abrir aquí, recogemos una llave
This could be useful.
y con esta llave podemos mover esta.
No.
No, esta
Aquí.
no era. Entonces podríamos mover la del medio, entonces. No, la del medio no se puede todavía. Ah, vale, vale, tenemos que quitar los pestillos. Venga, sí. Los pestillos que están aquí. Vale, la combinación es esta de aquí. Tenemos 3, 1, 2 y 2, ¿vale? Entonces este sería el puesto 1, el puesto 2, el puesto 3. Este habría que ponerlo en el puesto 1. Este ya está puesto en el 2 y este en el 2. Bien, ahora sí, ahora movemos las ruedecitas estas con la llave. Si la cojo mejor. Y esta también. Bien, y ahora giramos la del centro.
I definitely need an object to make these cogs turn.
Vale, pues directamente.
Ah, something clicked on the front of the clock.
Volvemos a usar la llave. Y abrimos el reloj.
This could be useful. Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian.
aquí tenemos esto y aquí escuchar el disco de Betty. Vale, pues entonces de aquí ya no queda nada más. Ahora lo que tendríamos sería que ir abajo. Pues venimos aquí, tenemos que escuchar el disco de Betty. Y tenemos otro de los puzzles, ¿vale? En este caso tenemos que abrir aquí, recoger esto.
So, what is this mechanism? I need a clue to help me make it work.
Y aquí tenemos una parte del dispositivo, ¿vale? Que tenemos que solucionar. Pero para eso primero tenemos que abrir aquí con la llave.
Let us see. What is this cupboard hiding?
Vale. Ojito, tenemos el 78T por un lado, ¿vale? Y luego aquí tenemos un diagrama. Vamos a coger el disco. Y vamos a ver esto. Como veis son los símbolos que acabamos de ver. Y si nos fijamos, pone no sé qué y no sé qué. Pone esto y esto más esto igual a este símbolo, ¿vale? Pues si miramos aquí, este es el símbolo resultado. Vemos que una de estas y dos de estas hacen uno de estos, ¿vale? Pues eso es lo que tenemos que colocar. ¿Por qué? Porque dos de estas hacen una. Dos de estas hacen una de estas, ¿sabes? Esto es fácil, es como las corcheas, semicorcheas, las blancas, que haya dado un poquito de música en el colegio lo sabrá. Bien, pues vamos aquí y colocamos...
There is bound to be a clue somewhere.
Hemos dicho que dos de estas hacen una de estas, que es igual a
I
esto.
heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered.
Y hemos abierto algo. Vale, aquí tenemos otra combinación. Hemos dicho 78T, ¿no? 78T. Pues lo colocamos aquí. 78.
I just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it.
Vale, salimos de aquí, colocamos aquí la
It
manivela.
looks like something goes in here.
Aquí colocamos el disco.
That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step.
Que se salta alguna etapa. Está todo solucionado, ¿no? Ah, vale, el botón. Ahora sí. ¿Por qué se ha venido abajo? Aquí. Le damos cuerda y pulsamos aquí. O deberíamos poder pulsar aquí. Ahora.
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course, she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
Bien, pues tenemos que seguir interrogando a Megan.
It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone.
Tenemos que volver a observarla.
She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner?
Y ahora seguimos con el
They
interrogatorio.
made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well,
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
You have not mentioned Donald's jealousy.
There's nothing to say.
I am not your enemy, Mademoiselle Bernard.
And you are not my friend either, Mr. Poirot, sir.
Yes, but your lies are not helping Mr. Fraser, or you for that matter. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Protect him? I hope you're not suggesting...
That you are Fraser's accomplice? There is nothing to suggest that, at least not yet. It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man. Slightly reserved, too. And as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
He'd commit murder.
Do you think that is what happened?
No, Mr. Poirot, I don't believe that. You yourself said he may be a recidivist madman. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Bernard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
¿Qué tenía pensado hacer Betty aquella noche? Una cita con alguien, porque salía mucho y salía con otros hombres, además de Donald. Vale, pues uno de estas no concuerda. Vale, esta era la que fallaba. ¿Conocía Betty a su agresor? Vale. Pues la última.
us now try and get our brain cells to work.
¿Qué esconde el comportamiento de Megan Bernard? Yo creo que esto es una. Yo creo que la otra puede ser esta. Megan Bernard tenía un móvil para asesinar a su hermana. Esta no, desde luego. Pues o es esta. Pero es que esta no creo, dice que son pobres. La víctima era una mujer muy bonita. Esta. Envidia podría ser, pero no. Esta es por celos. Vale. Bien, no recuerdo si me miré en el espejo este, así que lo voy a hacer. Pues sí, lo había hecho. Venga, pues vamos a por Donald.
You've seen Fraser, Hastings. What is your feeling?
He's a big chap. Fragile isn't exactly the word that springs to mind. I talked to his landlady before seeing him. She went to bed at 11. Fraser wasn't home yet.
Bien. Megan Barnard said he is a reserved character but with a nasty temper. We will see if this is the case.
Bien, pues vamos al Ginger Cat. Y aquí tenemos a Donald, así que venga, vamos a hablar con él.
How do you do, Mr. Fraser?
You Hercule Poirot. Mr. Hastings said you wanted to speak to me.
Yes. I know that it may not be the right time, but I would like to ask you a few questions.
Vale, lo vamos a observar primero.
This man looks suspicious. Donald Fraser is in a terrible state, as if he hadn't slept all night. And he's drinking White Horse.
Leave me alone.
Bien, venga, vamos a interrogarlo.
Tell me that it's a mistake. That Betty isn't dead.
Sadly, your lady friend has been murdered, Mr. Fraser.
Oh, Betty, if only you'd listened.
If she had listened to you, she would still be alive. Should I take that to be a confession?
With that sort of thinking, you must send a lot of innocent men to prison. Under different circumstances, I might even find you amusing, sir.
It's no time for amusement, Mr. Fraser. It is time to find your fiance's killer. Did you know what her plans were for the evening?
She said she was having dinner with her sister.
And you believed her?
And why not, sir? She was my fiancée.
That did not stop her from lying to you before. Betty was not a bad girl, but she did like to take advantage of her success with men.
How dare you sully her memory?
I am not interested in memories of her, Mr. Fraser. I am looking for a killer, and I need you to be my closest ally. That is, unless you have something to hide.
Of course I don't.
Très bien. So, what were we saying? Where were you yesterday evening?
I looked everywhere for her, but in vain. When she said she was going to have dinner with her sister on a weekday, I thought it was strange. I tried not to think about it, but I was like a lion in a cage. I was convinced she was lying. So I went round all the restaurants in the town. When I didn't find her, I went to the next town. But nothing. I must have got home about midnight or 1 o'clock.
Did anybody see you?
I don't think so. I didn't talk to anybody. I was so furious.
Ah, I knew I'd find you here, Poirot. I thought the victim's young man was here.
Yes, he's all yours, Chief Inspector. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Bien, pues tenemos más indicios. Donald tiene un móvil para asesinar a Betty. Los celos, ¿no? Pues no. Si quitamos esta. No, entonces esta no es. Entonces esta y la otra. Esta. Y salía mucho, ¿no? Pues no. Un hombre violento. Pero... Vale. Los celos. Donald tiene una coartada, no, no la tiene. ¿Tenía Donald un móvil para todos los asesinatos? Bien. Pues tenemos que volver a la escena del crimen.
Fraser doesn't have an alibi and he's extremely jealous.
You are very skilled at summing up.
And yet you haven't asked Japp to arrest him.
It is too soon. But I agree, without the letters announcing the crimes, Fraser would already be behind bars. Bon, I think we have enough elements. Let's reconstruct the events at the scene of the crime.
I can't imagine how the murderer wasn't seen, though. Surely she must have struggled.
Let us try and imagine the scene.
Vale, vamos a reconstruir el asesinato.
The killer and the victim are walking on the beach. Miss Betty has a bag, a belt around her waist, and carries her shoes in her hand. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 5. Both of them walk slowly to hut number 6. Miss Betty enters the hut. She leaves without her belongings. Then she hides a coat. They keep walking. Then she removes her belt.
The murderer moves behind her and then attacks her by surprise. The body falls, lifeless, on the sand.
Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened. Without the ABC, we might have suspected Mr. Asher and Mr. Fraser. But by signing his crimes, the murderer is making sure he's accused. In a way, it is very generous of him.
Generous? The murderer seduced Betty in order to lure her to the beach and kill her.
Indeed, the young woman was certainly careless, but not stupid enough to follow a stranger.
What are you planning to do, Poirot?
Return to London, mon cher Hastings.
Bien, pues ya hemos resuelto la investigación aquí, así que solamente nos queda volver a Londres. Y vamos a hacer ya otra parada en el vídeo. Tenemos que ir aquí al taxi.
Jap has decided to reveal details to the press. The alphabet murder is now famous.
It is not a bad idea. The more people who know, the greater our chances of finding out something of interest.
Poirot, I have a bad feeling. Poor Mr. Poirot, not so good at these little criminal matters as you thought yourself, are you? Rather past your prime, perhaps. Let us see if you can do any better this time. This time, it's an easy one. Churston on the 30th. Do try and do something about it. It's a bit dull having it all my own way, you know. Good hunting. Ever yours, ABC. Good hunting. Did you hear that, Poirot? The murderer seems to be taking it all as a game, a challenge. He will strike on 30th in Churston. We must warn Scotland Yard.
Bien, pues creo que lo vamos a parar aquí, justo aquí en la conversación, ¿vale? Y continuaremos desde aquí en el próximo vídeo.